everywhere there's globes. You see them all the time. I mean, it's constant. My children will be like, Mama, globe, 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 globe. They're everywhere. And that's what they do to brainwash.
This is Kandiss Taylor. She was a candidate to be governor of Georgia back in 2022. She lost terribly. It was deeply entertaining to watch. She's determined to sneak her way into politics, though. Anyways, as you can tell, she's a flat earther now. There were some newer clips that came out I wanted to talk about because she came out as a flat earther, basically, and then backed off of it, and then reaffirmed that she is, in fact, a flat earther. The reason I'm even talking about flat earthers right now is because the movement is, like, exploding. It's crazy. There are a ton of flat earthers around in the circles that I follow. I have no idea where they all came from. This is a massive theological touchstone that we have to deal with right now. Because it's not just about the science or whatever that they're denying. They are now finding verses in the Bible to back up flat earth that are completely ridiculous. Here you go. I mean, this is grainy as it gets, but 200 flat earth Bible verses. Waters have a face, and a face is a geometrical flat surface in their minds. Genesis 1:2 says the face of the waters. Earth has ends, apparently, to the ends of the earth in Deuteronomy 20. Earth has corners. Isaiah 11:12, Revelation 7:1. I mean, that's the level that we're on now, seriously. Here's another that's even grainier. Wow, I cannot even make that out. Anyways, the point is, there's a serious Christian movement right now to be flat earth. So let's talk about Kandiss Taylor and her foray into the flat earth movement. Late May 2023. Check this out.
More and more, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. So is it or not? I don't know 100%, but it.
By the way, dude in the top right is Flat Earth Dave, and he is one of the big flat earth proponents, one of the people that talks about it nonstop. Absolutely insufferable, and he just, like, makes up words when he feels he's been backed into a corner. He just says things that don't make sense in that context and have nothing to do with anything at all. So I can't tell if he's, like, a scam artist and just trying to, like, get some money off of this or whatever, or if he's a true believer. I don't know. I cannot tell. Anyways, it's just bizarre to me that Flat Earth Dave, with, 35,000 subbies or something, is talking to a gubernatorial candidate. Let's see how many subbies Flat Earth Dave does have. He has 23.8 thousand subbies, so there you go. I gave him a little too much credit. Anyway, let's listen to her talking to Flat Earth Dave. Quick interjection, this won't take long. I just want to say, if you want to support my channel, the best way you can do it is by watching this video to the end, or at least watching a little bit longer than you would have otherwise. YouTube's recommendation algorithm works off of watch time. You can also subscribe to the channel, like the video, and check out my Patreon. Link is in the description for that. All right, back to the video.
I don't know 100%, but it's just, it doesn't make sense the other way. Now that you see it.
It doesn't make sense the other way. It doesn't make sense that it's a globe, is what she's saying. That's a pretty clear endorsement of being a flat earther, right? If I've ever heard it.
The people that defend the globe don't know anything about the globe, because if they knew a tenth of what Matt and I know about the globe, they would be flat earthers, because it's absolutely ridiculous.
I can't.
I have a couple of simple explanations for this. A couple of simple points that I lay down. When somebody says that they're a flat earther, I would like to know why you can't see Polaris in the South Pole, you can't see the Southern Cross in the North Pole, or in the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemispheres, and why the stars rotate counterclockwise. I think it's counterclockwise in the Northern Hemisphere, and clockwise in the Southern Hemisphere. Why is that? They don't have an explanation for this. There is no flat earth model that can make predictions. But none of that matters. You know why? Because they have convinced themselves that the Bible says that the earth is flat when it talks about going to the ends of the earth, and it talks about God using it as his footstool and the firmament above the clouds or whatever. They believe all of that adds up to a flat earth, even though that's not what people believed at the time by and large. So they'll come up with any explanation, any excuse they can. Anyways, keep listening to Kandiss Taylor make a fool of herself.
I can't unsee this. All the globes everywhere. I turn on TV, there's globes in the background. There's globes on there right here. Like this would be a globe if I was a normal person.
At least she's got some self-awareness.
Like everywhere there's globes. You see them all the time. I mean, it's constant. My children will be like, Mama, globe, 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 globe.
God, she's sucking her kids into this nonsense. That's heartbreaking, dude. A new generation of people who are going to be scientists and doctors and lawyers and politicians and everything else. And they're being convinced right now by people like Kandiss Taylor that the earth is flat.
They're everywhere. And that's what they do to brainwash. And so from
Who is they? Are they in the room with us right now, Kandiss?
what they do to brainwash. And so for me, if it is not a conspiracy, if it is, real, why are you pushing so hard? Everywhere I go, every store, you buy a globe. There's globes everywhere, every movie, every TV show.
Nobody is pushing anything. This is just a natural piece of society. This is just something that we've come to understand, and it's completely airtight. It's just what we know about the world that we live in. What about the germ theory of disease? Do you talk about how people believe in germs? And there are constantly movies being pumped out about germs and sickness. You watch a sitcom and somebody's sick. The globalists are pushing the big germ theory of disease on us all the time. Just absurd.
Every TV show, news media, why?
Why? Ugh, God. Why? I love it. Anyway, so early June 2023, she addressed this problem that she created for herself because she's getting criticized. Again, there's like a split in the Christian church. The far right extremist Christian church are flat earthers. The far right extremists are flat earthers. And the less extreme, still far right nutcase evangelicals are not flat earthers. So there's like this big battle between them. And Kandiss discovered that battle exists when she endorsed the flat earth position. She's close friends with a guy named Stu Peters also, and he's a flat earther as well. He's way bigger than me. He's got a big podcast network, hundreds of thousands of subbies on Rumble, and he's got a website with podcasts, blah, blah, blah. Huge flat earther. We're going to talk about him in a minute, but listen to what Kandiss Taylor had to say when she discovered there was a little bit of pushback.
I've never said the earth was flat. I've never said that I was a flat earther.
I mean, how else am I supposed to interpret that last video? That was pretty clear, right? Dude, you can tell she's about to say something real serious when she's got her tongue on the roof of her mouth like that. It's about to get real.
Never, ever, ever have I said that. I did not say that globes were fake.
She basically said it, for all intents and purposes, and she was on a Flat Earther podcast.
I never said that. What I said was that NASA taking billions of dollars every month of our taxpayer money and funding something that we do not see any progression in.
Are you kidding me? NASA is some of the best money that the U.S. can spend. Seriously, we get so much technology and value out of NASA. Holy Christ. Seriously. You know what would you call it? Like the, I don't know, perforated? That's not the right word. The perforated piece of the road or the ribbed piece of the road or whatever when you're falling asleep and you start to veer off to the side and your tire goes and hits that thing. That was originally invented by NASA for very specific purposes and taken from them for other purposes. What about our GPS system? What about all of the climate data that we gather because we have satellites up in space? There are a ton of things that we learned from NASA. Oh, and by the way, the money that we spend on NASA isn't literally being shipped to the moon or something. It's not being sent to space. It's money that's being cycled back through our economy. Spending money is actually extremely valuable. It's called adding velocity to money. And when money doesn't have velocity, it just sits in a bank account, it can be a destructive force depending on the state of the economy and stuff. So it's a good thing that NASA is spending money on this stuff. And training a new generation of engineers and scientists and everything else. This is good. We get so much use out of NASA, it's ridiculous. I believe that GPS was originally a government thing that existed and was eventually given to the public. I'm not sure if that was the military or if it was NASA or what, but the money that we spend in these types of programs, we see returns on it. Anyway, she's determined to see a ghost around every corner, so.
That we do not see any progression in. Going to space, going to the moon, going to Mars, learning more about space. There's no progression.
There is a ton of progression. Even if we don't actually go to those places, even if we're continuing our basic scientific stuff, sending people to ISS, we are still doing studies and learning things. And aside from that, again, even if we weren't doing studies or learning things, the fact that that money is being cycled back into the economy is reason enough.
We're in an economic crisis. Our whole economy is falling apart.
She's saying this in a populist way to try to appeal to the common person. Yeah, I have a job. I work at Taco Bell for nearly minimum wage, and I can't bust through that ceiling. I can't get into a supervisor position even, let alone into a better job in general at a better company. She's appealing to people like that. In reality, what she means is absolute nonsense. This came out in, I think, June 2023. She was trying to communicate that Joe Biden is ruining the economy, that we have zero new jobs, that unemployment is at 20%. I mean, it's all absurd. That's not true, any of it. She's just trying to appeal to the common man to back up her absolutely ridiculous point. It's how propaganda works.
And we're sending billions of dollars to NASA, which I now believe I hit a nerve. And it is crazy the amount of people that are conservative Republicans who are listening to the left agenda.
And the left agenda is coming out of NASA, I guess, and the globetards, if you will.
And you can try to make me look crazy all you want to.
I don't need to do anything. You're doing this yourself, Kandiss.
I believe in the Word of God. I believe that God created Earth for us to enjoy. I don't know all the things about the solar system, and I don't want to know.
Why not? It's incredible. Are you serious? You don't want to know? It's fascinating. It's truly awe-inspiring, all this stuff is. In reality, she's saying I don't want to know because she wants to back off the conversation and stop taking pushback from people. By the way, that thing that she said a few minutes ago seems like I struck a nerve. This is a really common thing for right-wingers to say. Greg Locke said this exact thing when he was banned from Twitter for saying all kinds of messed up stuff about gay people and trans people and, about Nancy Pelosi drinking the blood of innocents and all that other junk. Listen to what he said about it.
They took away about 20,000 followers, but finally, after building it up, having a verified platform on Twitter, they take the whole thing away after years.
I mean, this video came out in 2021, mid-September 2021, so.
Since 2009, because
He's been reinstated since then by Elon Musk, of course.
Into the class action lawsuit against Twitter.
He's decided to sue Twitter. Of course, this never came to anything. Again, this released in 2021, but he claimed he's going to sue Twitter.
Lawsuit against Twitter and all of these censorship Nazis.
Censorship Nazis, oh my God.
In with Candace Owens and Donald Trump and others. Can you believe it? They banned a pastor.
Yeah, simply because he was a pastor and no other reason, because they don't want pastors on their platform. Absolutely. They're discriminating for religious reasons, and that alone, right, Greg? Now, he knows what he did. Absolutely absurd.
With a verified public blue checkmark platform on Twitter because I'm a danger. Oh, no, it's because they just want to be where they censor us. We're over the target. We're dropping bombs, gospel bombs, political bombs, biblical bombs.
Sound familiar? We're over the target. We're dropping bombs.
Biblical bombs. They don't like what we're saying. I was just permanent.
You're catching this, right? These people, as in the far right, the extremist types, Greg Locke, Candace Taylor, and others, Every time they get criticized for saying something absolutely ridiculous, they say, well, I struck a nerve. That means I'm correct. Come on. So she addressed the flat earth situation again. She had just let it lie dormant for about 6 months. And then late November 2023, she came out guns blazing.
I said that it was globes everywhere. There's propaganda, but it's the truth. And you know how many people who don't believe in flat earth, they believe that we're, in a solar system.
Globetards, yeah. And when she says in a solar system, what she means is geocentrism. She seems to believe in not only flat earth, but geocentrism. That's an extremely common belief that goes along with the flat earth idea too, that the sun revolves around the earth. We're not in a solar system. We're in an earther system.
They reach out to me. They're like, Kandiss, you know what? You're right. I have been looking in stores and there are globes everywhere. Like there are globe toys and there's globes in the decorations. And you said that on your show and people thought you were crazy, but it's true. Why are they pushing the globes? And I said, well, I think it's because of NASA and want to spend billions of dollars a month. But they try to say that I'm crazy because I said that.
I don't need to point out how crazy you are, Kandiss. All I need to do is play the clip in its full context. I don't even need to cut anything out or change anything about it.
Crazy because I said that, and they still go on my social media and my comments and they say, are you seeing globes everywhere, Kandiss? Are you seeing globes? I'm like, yeah, I am.
She's with Flat Earth Dave again. Oh my God, dude. Here's the example one more time. The germ theory of disease describes how we get sick, how we pass illness from one person to another. And just like there are globes everywhere, I don't even know what she's talking about. I don't think I've even seen a globe in, months. Where do you even go that they have globes for sale? Anyway, just like seeing globes everywhere, imagine not believing in germ theory of disease and seeing people on TV getting sick. That is no different than what she's saying. They're not propagandizing about germ theory. They're just representing the world as it really is. People get sick. These people are ridiculous human beings, seriously. This is not her first foray into conspiracy theories. When she was running for governor, one of the things that she wanted to do, one of her platform messages was she wanted to tear down a monument in Georgia that was paid for by a private citizen and erected as a testament to humanity or whatever. It was like a calendar and a clock, I think, maybe. It was supposed to be a guide to help humanity rebuild in case of like a nuclear holocaust or something. And it had 10 ideas to help build society back up in the event something catastrophic happened. And it had it in a bunch of different languages. Well, one of those things on the list, some of the things on the list were not that good. Some of them were good. It was just a cool monument that was like a tourist attraction. I wasn't a fan of everything on there, but Kandiss Taylor seemed to believe there was a big conspiracy, and it was endorsing a conspiracy because it said, try to maintain humanity, the population of humanity, around 500,000 people. Otherwise, it gets completely out of hand and we destroy the climate. That's basically what the Guidestones said. Again, some things aren't that good. Some things are good. It wasn't some satanic monument designed to blah, 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 whatever. But she made that part of her personality, destroying the Guidestones. And what happened to them? She lost, but after losing, somebody showed up at the Georgia Guidestones. If you're listening and not watching, you can see this little guy. I'm going to zoom in on him. You can see this guy walking up to the Georgia Guidestones, middle of the night, dropping a bag there. And a few minutes later, boom, it got destroyed. Domestic terrorism. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation did an investigation on it and released some footage, somebody driving away in a car and stuff like that. But despite that fact, Kandiss Taylor wanted to build up this huge conspiracy theory about it. She couldn't just accept that she was the source of a terrorist attack. She had to blame it on something else. July 13th, 2022.
struck by lightning. There's been meteorologists that have looked at the video. They see the charge of the lights behind it, getting bigger, and then they see the purple, blue.
Which meteorologists said the Guidestones were struck by lightning? Which ones looked at the video and backed up your ridiculous claim? Give me names. I want names, Kandiss. She's completely full of it. She's, in real time, creating a conspiracy theory. God struck the Guidestones down. He smote them or whatever.
Haze, the heliotrope after that happens in a lightning strike. Right. And so it went from that to an explosion. Well, was it an explosion from lightning?
No, somebody dropped a bomb there. We saw the person walk up, drop the bomb, and then the detonation. It was a bomb, not lightning.
Lightning? I don't know, but that is what it looks like to me.
You catch it? I don't know, but that's what it looks like to me. I mean, you're seeing the tactic here, right? This is propaganda. She is a propagandist. She's creating conspiracy theories in real time. Is the Earth flat? I don't know. But I know there are a lot of globes around. Were the Guidestones destroyed by a domestic terrorist? I don't know. But I do know that God hated them and he likes striking things with lightning. That's all I know.
That is what it looks like to specialists who know lightning strikes.
Does it seem convenient to anybody else that she's not going to give us the names of those experts or whatever, those specialists? At no point did she ever give us those names. Not on Twitter, not on her little TV show here, not on Stu Peters' podcast. Nowhere did we ever get an expert's name who would attest to the fact that it was a lightning strike that destroyed them. Not this person running up to them and dropping a bomb in between the pillars. Seriously, man. Get help, Kandiss, okay? The sad thing is, I don't even know if she needs help. I think she knows what she's doing. I don't think that about everybody. I think she's one of them that knows. She's doing this intentionally. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about it in the comments.